Gail Stinson, Superintendent of Lake Dallas ISD.
Thank you. With regards to TPM in Lake Dallas, we're no different than anyone else. I think we can all agree that continued student improvement is a goal in the state of Texas and everywhere else for our students. For Lake Dallas ISD, our students have made double-digit gains in the area of science in the past 2 years. Recognizing those gains with projection measures is appropriate. We all need to understand that this standard is not new. It's been put in place and used for 2 years. TPM is federally approved, will continue to be used for AYP, and so why would Texas be any different? It's the standard that's put in place. We've accepted that. In Lake Dallas, we accept the challenge of accountability, we encourage it, and we stand behind the state of Texas, the commission, and do exactly what's asked of us. And the same thing, we ask our students to step up every day, we ask our principals to step up. They've done that. And for them to be patted on the back and recognized for their gains, particularly in our district, double-digit gains, is what's important. I think we all need to remember this is about kids. What's the goal here? Continued improvement for our students. And I think sometimes that gets lost. That gets lost in the discussions of accountability or measurements or testing. Bottom line is, we're in the business of kids, and we've got to do what's right for kids.
Thank you very much. David Belding, high school principal from Weatherford.
Well, first off, thank you for the chance to speak today. And this generation of educators definitely supports accountability. I think we all feel like the accountability systems that our state, in their wisdom, have employed, going back to House Bill 72 in the 80s, have really helped move education forward. I'm a product of the public schools in this state. I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of our state. And we want, as educators, we want our students to be very successful. And our teachers work very hard every day and pour a lot of love, a lot of their soul into our students to help them be successful. And as a high school principal, that ultimate measure for us is when we hand them their diploma as they walk across the stage, and we can celebrate with them and help them know that they've got a future ahead of them. And we're very focused on our students. And thinking about the accountability system, it is a very complex system because schools are very robust systems. Schools are alive, and there are a lot of different variables that impact schools. And for us to work with a system that is very simple is going to be hard because schools are going to be hard to rank and to fully measure effectively if you don't have a complex system. And we want to achieve all those things. But at the same time, schools are also given a score or a rating on their lowest performing area. It could be one area that creates a rating for you as he has described. When we work with our students on their assessment scores, we sit down individually with them in a private setting and show them where they are, how close they are, or if they're doing very well, we celebrate that with them. If they haven't met the standard yet, we talk about what needs to happen. What TPM can do there is to show them as a junior getting ready to take their exit level test for the first time, okay, as a sophomore you came up a little short, but you're going to have this is projecting you to pass. So this is what we need to do with interventions to make sure that happens, and you can have confidence that you're going to walk in there and be prepared. If they're not projected to pass, then we know that we need to make a more robust plan to help that student achieve that and pass their exit level test so they can get that diploma. And for a high school, you've got your tax measures, you've got completion rate. Now we'll have the LLO measure, the English language learner measure next year, as well as commended performance. So there's more and more rigor. When he talks about rigor, the system continues to grow in rigor. And I will talk about completion rate just for a second, because with tax, they have to pass their state assessment in order to get their diploma. And I can't tell you the number of conversations we have with kids that are so close, and we can encourage them and say, this is what we will do here to help you be prepared. And I had a student that was a fifth-year student that had some particular life situations come up, and she was about to walk out the door and not finish, and she needed one course basically. And we didn't allow that to happen. And because of our accountability system, we know that importance, and we were able to have that conversation and make sure, and she did get her diploma. And I'm very proud of that student for that, and I'm proud of our school and my teachers for doing whatever it takes to get them there. And that's what's happening out there on a day-to-day basis, in the front line, so to speak. It's great work done by great people and great kids. And I don't want us to sell our kids short, and I don't want a measure to take anything away from that. And to look at growth is important, because we all have things we do really well and things we don't. And we need to see that we are making growth and we're projected to finally succeed.
Thank you very much. Keith West, high school principal for Madisonville.
Yes, Commissioner, thank you. Again, I'm blessed to work at Madisonville High School, and I can add in a little bit to what's already been said. But you know, one of the big questions that we had concerning TPM going into this year was, does it work or not? You know, how will it impact our kids and our teachers? And one of the things we did, and I'll just use science for as an example, because you know, science is certainly a difficult area, and it's one that's been a challenge, you know, not just for us, but for the state as well. And you know, when we looked at our sophomores in 2009 that failed their 10th grade tax science test, but yet met TPM, we had 24 students. We're a 3A high school, we're very mid-sized. We had 24 of those students that were in that category. When we then looked at those same kids at the exit level in the 11th grade, the high stakes grade, the grade that decides whether or not they graduate, 23 of those 24 kids that met TPM as 10th graders then passed in the 11th grade. So, you know, and we saw the very similar results within mathematics as well. So, you know, we felt like for us that it was a very accurate measure that projected to whether or not those students were going to graduate. You know, we're blessed to have over 20 measures of accountability. And just as he was saying, you know, when you look at where the test is from a rigor standpoint now and where it's going from a rigor standpoint next year with the addition of more special education groups being added into the process, plus the ELL students, plus the commended performance that's going to be necessary to receive higher ratings, we feel like that it's a very, very good measure that's good for our, you know, first and foremost our kids. And to touch on what's been said, you know, it's when you have something, when you call in a student and you can say, hey, you're not where you need to be, but if you'll look right here, I can show you where, you know, we feel like you're going to be where you need to be now. There's some things you have to do to get there, but you can get there, you can do it. And when you have so many different measures and so many different types of kids that you're trying to work with, you know, sometimes just that the ability to throw that, you know, kid a lifeline, you know, so to speak, is so big and so important. So again, with the added growth, with the added rigor, you know, we feel like that it is a very valid measure, and we're certainly glad to have a chance to come down here and visit about that.